A man has been arrested after video of him attacking an employee at a McDonald's went viral. We'll have the details of the man in just a moment, but here is the video that helped to get him arrested.
John! Wait! Hey, John! Let her go. Get the police. I'm on it. 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 I'm on home. Stop Fire right now. No, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail. I was just asking you a question.
So we're gonna comment in just a second, but you should know that since today, he apparently has been tracked down and arrested. There's a court filing that's been spread around. His name is Daniel Taylor, a 40-year-old described as a transient from Clearwater, Florida. And there is some evidence in the court filing to indicate that he possibly might face other charges for something else somewhere else.
So I didn't think I was gonna enjoy that video, but I kind of did. So I hated when he put his hands on her and started the fight, obviously. But man, she fought back. Wow, that was an awesome fight back. Because like if you get in that situation, I mean, that's crazy. When you're a cashier, somebody just reaches over and grabs you. And but what was she saying? I'm on that. I'm on that. Whatever she was saying, I loved it. So no, you don't have to sit back and take it. Hell no. So I love the fight that she had. And he's like, oh, you should be fired. She's like, no, you should be arrested. And he was. She was 100% right. The part that, of course, bothers me a lot, other than him going after her in the first place, which is super obvious, is the manager. I don't know. I don't know if he didn't see the beginning. If he didn't see the beginning, then it's a different story. If he did see the beginning, step up and protect your worker, for God's sake. What are you doing?
Not to mention, I mean, the guy continued to hold on to her throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like trying to pull her across the counter to him.
And and I get it, like that, you want to like cheer for, it's like Rocky, like she got him, but I can't, because the fact that too many people who look like her are put in those positions to where you have to defend yourself. It like takes me back to the little boy who had to cut his dreads off and how he was called, a team player and a hero after being forced to do something that you think she wants to get in a fight at work. Do you think she wants to have to beat somebody up at work? That is horrible. And like she's gonna like be shaky for the rest of the day regardless of who won. It's horrible. And I think the worst part about this video is that he didn't notice that there was someone recording this.
Yeah.
And what he said when the manager came over and completely took his side, initially at least, was, I was just trying to ask her a question, which takes you back to all those times like, white people call the police on black people for no reason. He knew that if there wasn't a video, she would be ruined.
Yeah.
He knew that.
Yeah.
And it's still to this day, no matter how many videos we see, no matter how many times it happens, you know that that's what would have happened. She would have been fired. There would have been just, if the video is the only thing that protects her in this, the only thing. Because obviously like the manager walking in on a fist fight, think about if it was like your sister or your brother or something. If they're in a fist fight, my first thing is to run over to the person that I'm in charge of protecting and saying, are you okay? Yeah. Like what happened? Not going over to the other person, regardless of if I saw the beginning or not, and asking them what happened.
Yeah, for pulling her.
And too often the police do that in incidents like this.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the racial aspect for 1 second. So when he first attacks her, I don't know that that's racial. I'd be horrified because he's attacking anyone,
right.
2, a woman, 3, an employee. I mean, if I'm the manager, I'm in there, I would hope getting him the hell off of her, right? But what happens afterwards is racial, because do role reversal for a second. A black guy grabs a white woman that's working at any kind of wait staff, cashier, whatever it is, and attacks her. Do you think he gets to stay in the restaurant? He got to stay in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. They took his order and he stayed at the restaurant. Or do you think that black guy is immediately arrested? Immediately.
Or worse.
Or worse, right. So you know that. You know the answer to that. I don't care how right-wing you are. You know there ain't no black guy in America who could attack a white woman and calmly have his order taken and then sit down at the restaurant and eat it, okay? Nor should there be, right? But it should be the same either way. There should also be no white guy who attacks a black woman and be allowed to sit down and eat his food.
Yeah, I just got to mention, just because it's crazy, but the reason for the fight, allegedly, the woman who filmed the encounter said that the man was unable to find a straw in the restaurant and was told by the woman in the video that customers by law must ask for straws. And then he lost it.
But you know,
that's what she was right there. You said she was a few feet away.
It sounds like logical though to be like, well, you don't know at the beginning if it's racial, but you also have to like think about what we know about how black women are portrayed in society, in our society, as like, these over-sexualized, angry, scary, aggressive fighters. Then 9 times out of 10, if a white man randomly reaches over and just physically attacks a black woman, it's probably racial. Just because like they like feel like you're, oh, I gotta beat up the scary monster. Look, I
think there's a good chance.
It's always a really good chance. I can't, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That they certainly might perceive a white woman differently than they would perceive a black woman.
Yeah.
They might think, oh, a white woman needs to be protected and coddled or defended, etc. Whereas a black woman is someone I can have a fight with.
Yeah.
I can't. To me, I understand what you're saying 100%. It's just not. We don't know for sure, of course, right? And nobody knows for sure.
Right.
But we do know for sure what happened afterwards, which is, oh, well, I do declare, let's treat this gentleman civilly. And that would not have happened.
What's on your receipt, sir? What happened?
Yeah. It's just, it too. Like I said, even if you're a right winger, that a black guy doesn't reach across like this and grab a white woman and attack her and gets to order the food. It's just not gonna happen. And you know that for 100% certain. But like, you can say, no, I'm only 99% certain. Okay, fine, whatever.
How does, hopefully, she's gonna keep her job and this video saves her, but how does she work with that manager after this? Because it didn't seem legally that there's any reason you should fire him, I guess, but just think about that. Just like how he showed in that moment how he views her and the protection that she deserves. And everyone else who looks like her that are, the customers, everybody. I wouldn't, I just.
Yeah.
Because it happens too much in the workplace.
Yeah.
That is how black women are treated, too much.
Last thing on that is just, the only thing we don't know is, did he see the beginning of the altercation? Either way, when she says later, hey, that guy actually put his hands on me first and attacked me, and the person next to her presumably says, yes, that's what happened, then the manager should then immediately call the police and not just let him sit there and, serve him. So, and we don't know if that's how it went down.
I think you're being too fair. I mean, let's say you thought she started it and she's hitting him. He's still pulling her the whole time. As he's being hit, he's trying desperately to pull her over the counter. That's, no matter what, no matter if he started, she started it, food's done. We're not doing fries anymore. I don't care what's on the receipt. That would be my stance. We're now addressing the fact that there was a violent altercation here.
Nobody heard the yelling?
I've worked in a lot of restaurants.
Yelling at her, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, anyway, but you're the most reasonable man in America. That's why you're trying to be fair to him.
Yeah, look, I get accused of being too fair quite often. There's nothing I can do about it.
And too humble.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.